Hello, everybody out there in the land of the internet and internet land. Hi, what's going on? What is bonking internet? How's everybody doing? Leave me a comment down below. What is your favorite food? I'd really like to know. Mine is vaginas. On today's episode of the NoSkill podcast, we talked about this once before, a while ago. If you haven't seen the podcast I'm talking about, we are going to be doing another retro roller coaster, a stroll down memory lane of gaming of old. We put out another episode of this, I'd say almost a year ago now. An oldie but a goodie. If you'd like to go check it out, please do so. There's been a whole lot of you that have been coming into this channel, and I want you guys to experience where we came from and who we were back then. But moving swiftly forward, introductions as usual. I am your lovely host. I am DJ. To my left, your right is Brandon.
What's up? I'm just going with the flow.
He's like a riffer. And then on my right to your left is Mikey.
Here, present, half a plate of nachos deep with a full Pepsi. Let's do this, baby.
Yes, retro roller coaster, retro gaming, how it all started, where we came from. We did one before. I don't quite remember what we spoke about on that one because, again, it has been a long time, so we might be repeating ourselves on certain topics and subjects. Please excuse us. But Mikey and I, we're the two old heads here. We come from a very distant era of gaming, and an era of gaming that I know this man has dabbled in, but maybe not know too much about, but I still want to get his 2 cents on, and that is the realm of the era between N64 and induction into Xbox 360. That was a classic era in gaming. I know the Nintendo 64 is one of my fondest, and still to this day, one of my most favorite consoles I ever had the pleasure and honor of owning. So then we're going to take it down the line. In this era, what was your console of choice? Mine was the N64. Brandon.
I'm just going to say 360 as the one I'm most familiar with.
Some would say probably the most iconic console because it was perfect. It really was.
Homelander meme. In every way.
It really was, though. The interface was absolutely flawless. You could just pop a game in and not have to download it. Xbox One, you could just pop it in and play it. What'd you do, Microsoft? Give it back. Give it back. Anyway, moving down the line. Mikey, in this era, what was your console of choice in this era of gaming?
I gotta say, and this is a tough one because the 64 was where I truly became a gamer, but the PS2 is where my identity solidified. It was those angsty teen years. We had good titles. We had darker titles. I just realized I got cheese in my throat.
Oh, I thought you were reenacting the activation sound when you turned on a PlayStation 2.
That's where the day loud motherfucker.
Like let's be real here. For those that grew up gaming, we all had the sneaky ways to like get away with gaming past bedtime. Like you take a towel or a blanket and you tuck it into the bottom of the door so mom won't see the light, and you put your dresser in front of it so that way, like if she does hear, if anything does happen, you have a deterrent. If she had a suspicion, but what always gave you away is that you didn't put your volume down when you booted up a PlayStation 2. That 4 seconds was going to be the biggest snitch of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Bong! Shit! Mom's coming! Pretend to be asleep.
Still probably the loudest startup for a console to date.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Luckily,
it's got its own trap remix.
Luckily, headset gaming wasn't that too big or major of a thing around that time for PS2, because if you had on headphones when that thing booted up, you wouldn't have eardrums afterwards.
I just think about it. Fuck, back then, at least for consoles, and even back then for like PC and all that, having an internet connection to play games with other people, that was kind of rare to see. That was rare.
That
That was
having internet that was good enough to run games.
That
was
also.
Rare.
But I'm envious of the people that were able to do it because, man, I would have given anything to be back in those days when, like, Halo 2 or Combat Evolved Online. Just having a blast with everyone.
Quake Arena. Throw it down in the OG lobbies.
Yep, Quake Arena. COD 2.
Bro.
Oh my god, COD 2.
Outside of the modern CODs, Big Red 1 is my favorite single, like, campaign based Call of Duty game.
Campaign based. Yeah, but like I'm talking about old school COD multiplayer, like COD 2. Man, the little that I was able to play online when they allowed, like, they would put it on the 360. Oh no, it was on the Xbox One. It was backwards compat, and the online servers was still on. People were playing it. It was so fun. So fun.
God, like, gaming was just such a different era back then, and like, again, there's many different forms of this. Like, I know we just listed off 3 from, like, N64, Xbox 360, PS2. Then there's even, some would argue, like, Saturday Night Melee with the boys on GameCube. Luigi's Mansion was on there. And Luigi's Mansion is just such a cult classic that finally, like, a decade plus later, they said, we'll make part 2 now.
Right.
Yeah, it's taking forever.
We're just going to casually just drop this.
It's right so here. Long, I can drink with change on the years. That's how long it took.
Like, I can now have a beer with Luigi, because my man be looking stressed in there.
The hardest working Mario brother.
For real, but the most underrated, dude. Like, Mario's chasing ass, and Luigi's just like, I gotta hunt ghosts, man. Fuck you guys.
I gotta hunt what? To get my own game?
I know you did not just say ghosts. You better be talking about the Call of Duty game.
If you look at the duality of Super Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion, Luigi definitely got the raw end of the deal.
Oh yeah, he got the short stick. He drew the short stick on there. Mario's gonna be chilling out on the beach, cooling, and you're gonna be hunting spirituals. And you're also a huge pussy in the game. You're gonna be scared the entire time.
He was in a haunted house by himself. Legit, he had reason.
But haven't you seen the totally realistic and definitely not scripted and fake show Ghost Hunters, where they willingly go in there hunting and antagonizing the ghosts? Because it's totally
they always end up crying whenever they hear something. Oh my God, Brett! Something touched my leg.
Yeah, you brushed up against the desk. No, the desk moved. I saw it.
The desk moved. It jumped out at me.
It barked.
Did you just fucking bark? Hey, that's a good question. Why aren't there any furry ghosts? I feel like that would be a thing. We hear howling, but there's never been werewolf legends around here. There's just a phantom fursuit walking across the camera in the background.
Just a score of them dancing in a ghostly furry parade.
You can only see them in the mirrors. It's all VR chat furries.
Ghost furries, and it's just a conga line of people doing caramel dancing. It's just like, what the fuck was that?
It's just a conga line, but you can't hear the music. That's not creepy.
You just see just a bunch of protos and nurgles just absolutely going apeshit.
Sorry for this detour. My brain's been on one.
I went with it because it's so true. Yeah, that era of gaming was classic, and even some of the, like, I know we talked about it before, but even like arcade cabinets were pretty solid back then, dude. Like,
the fact that they still work is unbelievable. Think about that. Cigarettes, beer, soda, chips, anything that could have been spilled or stuffed into these things has been. They still power on.
Abuse, how hard people would, like, push the buttons or tug on the joysticks.
Or your stupid drunk uncle who's trying to tilt the pinball machine.
People that have dropped the light guns or some shit.
You the worst. You're going straight to hell. Respect the light guns.
Especially, like, certain cabinets, one gun was guaranteed not to work. I'm looking at you, Terminator. But and then if it was the cabinets that you actually get in and sit down in, which there's TikTok that we recently put up of me going to an arcade, and I played Pirates of the Storm for the first time in like a decade. And And per fashion, one of the guns wasn't working. The wheel to steer the ship was working, barely. Like, I mean, you had to crank that bitch. And I mean, keep cranking it while firing with one hand to get anything to work. The seats were sticky, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's fucking 1998 all over again. This is beautiful. I love this. I'm gonna have to wash these pants and burn them, but I'm having fun right now.
As much as I chastise people for not respecting cabinets, Frazier and I definitely went over the weight limit for Let's Go Jungle because the seat moved, and you can hear that motor straining to pick our ass up.
Like I hear the coils crying from here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was fun though. I felt like a kid again.
That I all warped that into the same era of gaming because that's when gaming was. Well, I mean, gaming's always been fun, but I think that era between the N64 all the way to Xbox 360, that good, I'd say what, almost 10-year gap was when gaming was. Dare I say it, perfect.
You know, there was a lot more love and care put into it. There was projects that were made under the guise of this is never going to be allowed again. Let's send it. And you really don't see enough of that these days. Everyone's trying to play it safe. It's all about making a quick turnaround to make the next game. Division. And back then, there was companies that were real passion projects. People who took risks. If no one took risks, Mortal Kombat would never have been made.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there wasn't a console war, especially like you either just play it on GameCube, you play it on original Xbox, or you play it on PlayStation 2. That was it. You just picked whatever you fancied.
Those are the 4 big titles that were out at that time.
What?
And the Dreamcast. Those are the 4 big titles that were out. And have you ever seen the meme where it was long ago, all 4 nations lived in peace and it had all the consoles on it?
Yes.
I love the comment. What the fuck is the Dreamcast? Get out of this chat.
Dude, it was because of the Dreamcast I played Virtua Cop, because I thought Virtua Cop was just an arcade cabinet for the longest time.
Oh, that's when the arcades got home ports.
Yup. Again, the classic era of gaming that it just isn't here anymore. Now, I'm not saying I hate gaming now. It's just I'm slowly becoming more of a PC gamer because I can't keep buying consoles, man. Like, I can't. I'd rather upgrade a part than upgrade the entire thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Shit, right now I can't even afford a part, but eventually I will.
Mm-hmm. So then I want to break it down, and we've been mentioning some good, solid, certified hood classics in the realm of gaming, but now we're gonna stick to just some specifics and particulars. And I brought it up earlier with the N64, and I think this is a good starting point since it is the oldest of the ones that we've listed. And one of the games that I definitely want to talk about that I hold near and dear to my heart is something you played yesterday, sir. One of the most classic games of the N64 era was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Can we agree to that?
Oh yeah. That Viva La Bam and Jackass were decade defining for sure. The 90s just had in your face skater punk attitude everywhere.
Oh yeah. It was
still all over DJ, and I love it.
Huge. Yeah, DJ still vibes with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the first thing that stuck out to me when it came to the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game was the blue cartridge. I'd never seen a different colored cartridge before outside of your standard regular gray. And I thought it was really cool that this blue cartridge is a video game, something that I've never seen before. And again, we mentioned this off camera the other day. We were talking about swap meets because there was a couple swap meets when you went to SAC Anime, and I love me a good swap meet. And that's where I picked up my first copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was at a swap meet. Popped that bitch in, and I did not know what the hell I was in for. Next thing you know, I'm like, I gotta pick a skater, and now I have to pick the deck that I'm gonna use, and I always went with the classic birdhouse, the blue/dark purple B logo deck.
Mm-hmm.
With
Birdhouse and Element, I was mainstream.
You what?
I liked Birdhouse and Element. I was mainstream.
Oh yeah, Birdhouse and Element. Then I fell in love with Element because Bam Margera and Mike Vallely.
Same, fair.
One guy's supremely hardcore, and one guy likes to fight absolutely everybody as soon as you piss him off.
You didn't even get a hey, let's go outside.
If Mike V's shirt came off, you just duck and cover and hope and pray that it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
So that classic, most iconic fight of his was like he takes a shirt off, he starts fighting off two dudes in the parking lot of a trucker's yard.
Wins.
Because why the fuck not? But so Tony Hawk was one of my favorite games to play. I will honestly say I was fucking terrible at it. I told these guys last night I couldn't keep up a combo worth shit. And then there's this man last night. What was the total of that combo that you pulled off after 45 fucking minutes?
The single combo was 200K, but the overall score for the map for the run for a 1.5 minute run on Warehouse was 680,000.
Fuck me.
That's still not good. If you play multiplayer, there are people dropping millions.
Really?
Yeah, people
oh yeah,
nuts.
Dude, it's so much fun to drop into a full lobby and just vibe and skate with a whole lobby full of people. But when they're playing competitive, You're getting your head taken off.
Considering getting the 10X Pro Skater remake on Xbox or PC, but I'm like, you know what? I think I might be past that. Then I saw last night seeing you lose your absolute shit. Like, maybe I do have something in the tank. I don't know.
You know, man, it's a hard sell because for what they did, they could have added a lot more and polished things up. It is a true remaster. The same content's there, the same maps are there. The only thing they've added is customizable skater and graphics. So, is it worth the full price? It depends on how much nostalgia you feel. I would recommend waiting for a sale because you could burn through those games very quickly now that you're an adult and your cognitive functions are filled in and you know how combos work. When you were like 10 or 12, it was probably a pretty hard game.
Oh yeah, it was fucking impossible for me.
Yeah, like, every once in a while I'll hop onto that game just to burn time. It's a good time killer. I love just hopping on there and just messing around.
And I'm always down to play a good time killer. That's why I still on occasion play Skate 3. That one's just all right, don't feel like doing much, so much so I'm just gonna let my right phone. I'm just gonna let my right
club.
True.
Sorry.
But yeah, Skate 3, mainly Skate 3 was like all right, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm just gonna let my right thumb do all the work here. Kick flips. All right, now do some dark sides, and I'm done now. But
yeah, that I never had a lot of experience with that era because like I was born in '99 where that shit was starting was like at its peak, but at that point it was like dying off in the late 2000s.
You could say you were in the last year.
The last year, yeah, but so the council recognizes your status, but we do not grant you the title of 90s kid. Exactly. So I was at the dying end of that whole like skater like hype, and so I never got into that.
Well, at least for pro skater, because then there's still the entire lifespan that is Thug 1, 2, and American Wasteland.
Even then, I didn't know about those games until I was already like 10, 11 years old.
Not even American Wasteland?
No.
Oh.
Well, Deej, the culture was changing. At that point in time, there wasn't the camo DC skater shoes anymore. There wasn't the Echo baggy long ass jean shorts that everybody was wearing.
Echo Unlimited, baby, with a little bit with the little rhino.
I've still got one pair left. I refuse to get rid of them. But
I still have a pair of original DBS skate shoes that I'm not parting with ever.
See, side tangent. DC's relaunching their classic design. They're only going to be like $40. I'm picking up a pair. You should check them out.
Speaking of DC, I just picked up a pair of old school Vans off the walls because they just remodeled and they brought back some of their old brands.
DC's fit me better than Vans, but I might still check it out.
I still have my pair
DC's
of
always fit me better.
Right?
Because I have a
Why?
pair of DCs.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a pair of DCs, a pair of Vans. And then a pair that they're in a locker somewhere in my home state. Of for those who remember the shoe brand Circa.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Damn.
Damn.
Throw me back.
Retro roller coaster turned into retro roller coaster of wardrobe.
Well,
Really quickly.
that kind of ties into the point I was going to make, though.
Yeah.
In Brandon's era, the culture was changing a lot. It wasn't so much that skater punk, very kind of alternative style that was dominant in the 90s. Things were getting brighter, more vibrant. The early 2000s was trying to be the next new thing. Even in gaming, they wanted cool 3D shit.
Thing.
Well, in the music, in the gaming, in the culture. Hell, look at how malls changed from 90s to 2000s. And you can see everything just shifted in a different direction. So I'm going to guess, Brandon, in those eras, the games you probably did play. Oh, he got snacks.
I was closing the door. What was it?
I'm going to guess in those eras, the games you probably did get into were early Halo, early Call of Duty.
No?
What were you playing?
I didn't play COD or Halo until I got a 360. So the games that I were playing were on my Super Nintendo and on my PlayStation 2. Oh, and my GameCube. So we're looking at like Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1. We got ATV Off-Road Fury 1 and 2.
2 was the best.
2 was the best. I loved that one.
Off-Road Fury 2 is honestly one of the inspirations as to what got me listening to metal, because I fell in love with System of a Down and Korn.
Even when I was playing that game, and though at the time I did love when those songs come up, it didn't click with me because I was still too young. It just didn't click. Like, oh, that's a cool song. Whatever. I didn't care about the song name or who was singing it. I just like, oh, that's a cool background sound.
I get it. When you're 16, it's like a switch flips in your brain, and you're like, man, Limp Bizkit makes a lot of sense.
Like, because back then, like, oh god, PlayStation 2. God, I was on that until I was like, when the fuck did 360 come out?
2005?
I'm on the Google machine.
It's either 2003 or 2005.
360?
360, right?
Yeah, 360.
Yeah, 360.
360 release date. Oh, audience, I guess I should address. I'm on desktop because I'm eating a whole thing of nachos. Right?
That's why his hands aren't moving and his head's being weird.
All right, Xbox 360 release date was November 22nd of 2005.
And I didn't get a 360 until I was fucking... I think I was like 13. So it would have been 2012. No.
I know I didn't get mine until 2000.
No, 2011 because 2011 because I got it just before Black Ops 2 came out, and I was playing RE5.
Yeah, fucking the Xbox 360 was such a fun era. I wish I got I wish I had more time to like play it when it first came out, because I still only had a PS2. My brother, some would argue, would be the favorite child. No, I'm kidding. But he actually bought it with he actually saved up his birthday money over the years to buy it. Little did I know my brother was a little bit of a mogul, but he saved up all of his birthday money for years and he bought himself a 360. And the only two games he would play on, if he was playing by himself, he would play the original Bully.
Good game.
Which was classic. And then if he felt like, sharing and spending time with his dear old brother, we would play Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and just do nothing but terrorist hunt. That shit was so hard. It's like, all right, there's 2 of us and 500 of them. And if we die, that's it. There is no respawning.
I remember being on my GameCube, having a bunch of friends over, and I had 4 controllers, and we would just pop in Time Splitters 3, and we just 4 screens, split screen, a custom game. We'd just kill each other over and over again, or have it where it's 4 of us versus like 12 AI bots with like unlimited respawns.
Dude. Bot lobbies were the shit when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, they were. Back then, they were the funniest thing ever. And Time Splitters was so customizable. You can make all types of game modes. Hell, you were able to make your own maps. They had a fucking map creator. Whatever happened to those?
Well,
they gave gamers too much power.
Well, yeah, there was 2 big things that kind of changed the scene. Super Mario Maker got incredibly offensive, like to the point where they would have to take down maps, ban people constantly, because, like DJ said, they gave gamers too much power. There was horrible shit being added in. And Far Cry 4.
4, yeah.
No, Far Cry 3. Because 3.
There was a map maker in 4, and I think there's in 5 too.
Yeah, but it's a lot less.
A lot less.
What they found out in Far Cry 4 is they put a massive map maker in, like top of the line, and it did okay. For what they put in, they did not get a return. For the community that stayed loyal and played with it, Dark Souls maps, N64 GoldenEye maps, Pro Skater maps, movie scenes. There was scenes from the Predator, like where it'd be almost like Infected, but on Predator maps. It was so sick. But the community wasn't big enough for developers to say, yes, let's keep investing time and money into this when they throw skins at a game.
Because I'm gonna be real, other than the co-op, when I think Far Cry, I don't think online like multiplayer or custom maps like that. So I can see why. Because when I think Far Cry, I think about the story, the campaign.
Like that's what I was gonna get into. Is like nothing against Far Cry, but I will never say Far Cry is like, I'm not gonna pop in and invite the guys over for some rousing Far Cry online. But because like one of the games that did do it correctly, because it had such a strong online community, and when they added in create your own world, it popped off and took off, and that's Forge World and Halo Reach.
Yes.
I still remember downloading so many custom maps, even if they were just walkthrough maps, multiplayer maps, or for those that remember the OG game, Speed Halo. That shit was crazy. You guys just hop in vehicles and you try to run over people that are holding grab hammers.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I was there when the text was written. Dibs on the warthog. But those were so. But that's why when it comes to like world creation, it depends on the game. Because like one of the games that's doing it now, that's honestly taking off, even though I hate to give them credit because I hate the game with everything in me. But Fortnite, they've managed to make horror maps. There's 2 different variations of the game, Only Up, that took over the gaming and streaming scene because now you have a game that can be a speed run. So the speedrunners are crawling out of the woodwork wanting to beat this game as fast as possible. You have some of the top of the line content creators, Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, Cloaksy, Dr. Disrespect, all wanting to play this game, and now they each have a broadened audience of at least 50,000 people watching. That collectively is 200,000 people that now want to do it too. So I think when it comes to like Forge Worlds and create your own game worlds, it kind of depends on the game itself. Like you have to have a huge multiplayer margin for it to actually make a difference. Make sense?
Oh yeah, of course. I still think that Time Splitters is a underrated game that should have got more attention. The map creator was amazing.
I think to get it back on the market, they'd have to take a lot of time and create another one and then really hype it up. So that way the old heads come back and the new heads can appreciate it.
The thing is, the only problem right now is that there's only Time Splitters Rewind, which is a fan-made project. Kind of like how SM2, but Time Splitters. And so, yes, rest in peace. So far, nothing has hindered or canceled the project, thank God. I'm still cautious about it because you never know, but it just sucks that the Time Splitters IP kind of just disappeared.
And then that's another game that gets lost to the ether, which again, in this era of gaming, it like some of the most pristine games that went on to live forever were created and born. Like I mentioned this before, but one of the games that was still played to this day, even though it died on 360, was GoldenEye. Not on 360, on N64, on N64, my fault. But yeah, GoldenEye was probably one of the most popular games in the era of N64.
Mm-hmm.
GoldenEye just got re-released on the Switch and Xbox One.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
with
before
multiplayer
it got there,
only on the Switch. What is that?
Wait, they only put on the Switch? I thought it didn't go to any of them.
Online multiplayer is only on Switch.
Hold on. This camera right here, right? Hi, Nintendo. Hi. What the fuck? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you share multiplayer? You greedy bastard. Anyway,
that's why.
Yep, that right there. You said it right there.
You're trying to sound like PlayStation exclusives. What?
Yeah.
He said it.
Damn.
What happened? Dude, Call of Ghost Hunters. That ghost came out of nowhere. Jesus. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, the only thing we can do is couch local multiplayer on GoldenEye, I think. That's all.
Yep. Which sucks because NoSkill GoldenEye would be fucking hilarious.
That would be amazing, 100%. But can't
be, bro.
And it's such a tease because last time I hopped onto GoldenEye, there's achievements to do shit in multiplayer.
Yep. But you can't do it though.
They did put Quake 2 though.
And hold up. You say that GoldenEye fell off? I missed.
Well, I'm not saying it fell off. I'm saying like any progression of having another like game like GoldenEye died when after like what was that one game that they made on 360 where you can have superpowers or at least enhancements. Do you remember which one I'm talking about?
That's a lot of them.
No,
that's a lot of games. What are you trying to say?
And it was a 007 game on 360, where you could have
Quantum of Solace.
No, that's a movie. I'm talking
that's
a game.
A game as well, also released on the 360 and the PS3.
That's probably it.
Are you talking about From Russia with Love?
Hold on 1 second. I'm cheating.
No, you're good because I want to say GoldenEye was good. Tomorrow Never Dies was pretty solid. The World's Not Enough, masterpiece in my opinion. I thought that was a great Bond game.
Okay, so then it was just a remastered it was just GoldenEye 007.
Yeah, GoldenEye's been re-released like.
This is like the first time. Well, not the first time I'm seeing it, but it's the first time I'm seeing it in this time frame.
If you haven't heard of James Bond, Agent Under Fire or Nightfire, those are from the N64, PS2 early days. Oh man, they were good games. They were fucking good games. Actually, those are PS2 and up. My bad. So original Xbox, if a PC, if you have.
I actually have the question because I know DJ is not a fan of these type of games, but are you a fan of RTS, Mikey?
Oh yeah, Mando got me onto Command and Conquer.
Right there,
and
Command and Conquer. Yep, I was about to bring those up because I loved playing Command and Conquer. That and I think it was Kane's Wrath.
Kane's Wrath, holy shit!
Yeah.
Kid, you just
that shit right there. Oh my god, those are some good ass old RTSs.
Oh yeah. I don't think we have good RTSs at the moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, there hasn't really been a lot of RTSs released on top of that. Like, when's the last RTS? I don't remember it.
Oh, wait. I think StarCraft's coming out with a new installation.
I know StarCraft might be that. I don't know.
No, I saw a trailer like 2 days ago.
Trailer? Alright, cool. It's a thing. We'll see how that turns out with Blizzard's track record nowadays.
Yeah, I just can't play RTSs because I don't have the patience for them.
Yeah, as of the 11, Oh, it's a teaser. They have no set date on releasing a game.
But hey, they said it's a thing, and I imagine a lot of those are like StarCraft 2 players are losing their minds because they finally got a confirmation that they're getting a new game.
Right. And
They
not
just don't
another
know
one
when.
sitting in the void.
But I pray that they don't fuck it up.
Let's hope. But then again, a lot of games and game developers have been kind of lacking and slacking on game quality. Hence why I remember we all had a wee bit of a laugh about it, even though it's not a retro game. But a lot of the developers got angry at Larian Studios because of how damn near perfect Baldur's Gate is. And they said that's not fair. You've upped the level of quality, and it's going to be impossible for us to meet it. Here's a word of advice about if you don't want to make a shit game. Rule 1: don't make a shit game. Maybe I don't know.
An unnamed company that makes Call of Duty games says that Baldur's Gate 3 is a fluke, not a new standard. So what the fuck did you just say?
We can go into this spiel for a long ass time about nowadays game devs, but let's go straight back into retro. Because I will rant.
Same.
I know you will. I left a meme in the group chat for you guys.
What, just now?
In the meme chat like 10 minutes ago.
Okay. I'll scroll back and find it later on.
That I hate you for that.
No, did you see it? What? Is it accurate? I feel like
accurate. This year's COD, no, I'm gonna wait to even. I'm gonna wait for the community's reaction, the public's reaction, the actual hardcore players' opinion on MW3 before I make any purchase.
Just standing in the window, do I get the pitchfork or the scuff controller?
It's because at this point, other than X-Defiant, if MW3 does turn out to be bad, I'll be happily over on X-Defiant.
See, my only fear, I know how much you're hyping up X-Defiant, and my only fear is it ends up not being as good as you thought it was, or it was overhyped and you get bored of it too quickly. That's why I'm kind of spreading eggs into different baskets of like, if COD doesn't work out, then there's X-Defiant. If X-Defiant doesn't work out, then I got these games over here.
That's kind of basically what I'm saying is that if MW3 does turn out to be a worthwhile purchase, then I'll have 2 games to go back and forth between.
I know, but I'm going based off of in case both of them are shit, because one of them is 70% most likely to be shit. God.
At least one of them is free. That's my solid.
I forgot X-Defiant's gonna be free. Oh yeah. But no, before we go down that great and glorious route, which we can come back to it later when we talk about like online games and shit.
Or just the game industry nowadays. That'd be a topic.
Yeah. But I want to roll and go back to the PlayStation 2, because the PlayStation 2, honestly, I think the PlayStation 2 was the console for me that really solidified me as I love campaign games. I love playing campaign games. I love single player because it just feels so immersive, getting yourself caught up into a story. And I brought this up on the last retro roller coaster, which again you should absolutely go and check out, please. Thank you. Mwah, kisses. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Yeah,
co-op campaign game.
So good.
Quick point of order for that, because I might be confused, but that was like one of the first mainstream 3D co-op games, right? Correct?
Yes.
And they fucking knocked it out of the park. That shit is legendary.
Can I make it with Quest Nether Realms? Now that you've reset the timeline, can we get another Shaolin Monks?
I'll take an HD remix.
I'll take that too.
Remake, or even if you do want to make a different Shaolin Monk, now it doesn't have to be Kung Lao and Liu Kang. I would love to see D'Vorah fight side by side with Kano, because the banter between them arguing would be the funniest goddamn thing.
Oh, with how now
just
how the game is now, it would be most likely like Kung Lao and Raiden.
I can see that.
Oh, dude, I'd be okay with a Johnny and Sonya game.
Oh, that too. Or
I go
just
with
Sonya
Raiden.
Jax. I don't know.
Sonya Jax would be sick.
I'd go Raiden and Shang Tsung, and Shang Tsung's only doing it because he doesn't want to get killed. So he has to do it to redeem himself.
He's a smart man.
He is the man that will save his own hide as long as he knows it's guaranteed.
At the end, Shang Tsung betrays, and you had to fight each other as the
kind
final
of like
boss.
when we did that playthrough for Way Out, when ultimately you have to, spoiler alert, face and fight each other.
Yeah, that'd
be actually kind of tight. I mean, NetherRealm just spin out ideas and we get 10% royalties. Hey, what's up? What's goody? But yeah, so that was one of my favorite games to play. Again, a game that I could play with my brother. My stepfather would tag along. My mom tried it one time. She threw Kung Lao's hat at somebody. He got split in half, and she got scared and ran out the room. Great times.
Good times.
Yeah, my mom solidified that she will never be a gamer because between shooting an old lady in the face in San Andreas and then splitting basically a demon imp in half with Kung Lao's hat, and she went, "Oh God. I must go. I must go."
I think it's crazy that you say that PlayStation 2 solidified like your love for story-based games. Because I think I went the total opposite direction. Like PlayStation 2 solidified my love for multiplayer games. And from ATV Offer Free and fucking Killzone. Oh my God.
Even then, I played ATV by myself, and I only did the campaign in Killzone. But the two big games that really solidified it for me were MGS, Metal Gear Solid, and Splinter Cell. Those games got me into stealth games, but also into campaign games, because now I have to actually be strategic and think about my next move, because one wrong move and the entire base knows that I'm here, and that's not something Sam Fisher wants.
Yeah, the Killzone made me love online shooters or PvP online shooters. Time Splitters made me love just private matches with friends and all that. So that kind of also went into the whole online PvP aspect. And then ATV just made me love co-op games. And so,
I mean,
I kind of went into the multiplayer direction of things.
I'm kind of on DJ's side though. PS2, some of the most legendary single player experiences ever. Like if you walk into a room and everybody in there's over 30, and you say Max Payne, everybody in there is gonna gasp.
Oh yeah,
every motherfucker in there's gonna be like, "Oh, the golden days."
Was there.
And that's a knock on it, because I played a lot of single player games on PS2 as well, and some of my favorite games are single player games from that era. Is just that I don't know.
I've been meaning to ask, what's your opinion on Ratchet and Clank?
I love them. I love those series. Love them. Yeah. I've played all the ones that are on PlayStation 2, but after that, I never touched them because I never owned a PS3 or 4.
Dude, fucking Ratchet and Clank, Spyro, and Crash were some of the biggest things to explode out of PlayStation. Oh yeah, Jack and Daxter. I wish they would make another one, or even just another Daxter game, because I played the shit out of Daxter's game on PSP. For those that remember PSP.
I don't know if any of them are going to top Jak 2 or those games.
Jak 2 was sick. Oh, that was so
Jak
awesome.
2's entire aesthetic was awesome. I thought Jak 3 was cool too, where now he can basically become angelic or demonic, but Jak 2, just him turning into a fucking demon, was awesome.
See, DJ, that's what I'm talking about. That edgy teenage angst era of the PS2 gamer.
Yeah.
It's not a phase.
It's not a phase. But yeah, like Ratchet and Clank, I love those games. Played all of them. Jak and Daxter, all that. Just, I don't know. I'm as you've known me for long enough. You know that I'm a online multiplayer guy.
Oh yeah, and I respect that. I'm just simply saying, like, some of these like banger single player campaign games are what made me appreciate just the immersive story experience.
Oh, definitely.
Like just to throw out a few more that I absolutely glued myself to. Well, the entire Call of Juarez series,
Bound in Blood, baby.
Mm-hmm. But then also Gun and Red Dead.
Classic.
Like the very first
Red Dead Revolver, for all you shitters in the audience who think he's talking about Redemption.
Nope, that's the second one. Losers. But that's what got me into not only more single player games that I appreciated, but also Western shooters were just so fucking cool to me.
They were the shit.
The shit.
And real quick, Red Dead Revolver multiplayer was fucking. Oh man, that shit was so good.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Different playable characters, up to 4 to 16 people, gnarly.
See, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't even know because you mentioned it with Killzone. I didn't know Red Dead or Killzone had multiplayer.
Oh, no. If you come visit, we gotta do Red Dead multiplayer. That shit's so much fun.
I played Call of Juarez, but I never played Red Dead Revolver, so I never got to play that multiplayer. But Killzone was fun. Killzone 1 and 2, the multiplayer was sick.
Well, it's the same story with any other Western type game. Like your family was slaughtered, now you need to seek revenge against the entire corporation of everybody that did it to them. And so it's another essentially one-man army versus everyone.
Makes friends.
A couple.
Dude, don't put some respect on the name of Jack Swift, the gentleman marksman. Bro, he's such a good character. And then fucking Buffalo Soldier and Annie. It's great characters.
Again, that's what makes them stand out to me as some of the more iconic, like story-based games that got me into campaign gaming. Because for those that know, it's turned me into, like, when Call of Duty comes out, I don't touch the multiplayer until I beat the campaign. For some of you that are probably now fiendishly typing in the comment section, hey, sorry, but that's just what I do. The only game where I didn't play multiplayer first was Infinite Warfare, because this guy and I, at midnight on the dot, immediately went straight into MWR and started just raining hell with M40As.
On 4.
So, Deej.
Like, yes.
To your multiplayer point, the ending line, spoiler, I guess, for a game that came out in 2002. The ending line for the original Red Dead is, "It never was about the money," and that old Western guitar plays you out as you walk into the set. That is peak storytelling. So I get why you wouldn't see the multiplayer. That storytelling is so good. Single player, bro. I love the new Red Deads. I'm glad that out of every franchise that kept where it came from, they still nail it, because that shit brings a tear to my eye.
I still need to sit down and take the time to play Red Dead 2, because I heard it takes forever to beat or complete it, and it's really good. It's a very big game, and I just don't have the time, dude.
Like, and this is where one of the things I appreciate about Rockstar is, as a game developer, though they do have their problems, they don't miss. Hence why almost over 10 years later, GTA 5 is still widely played. Red Dead 2 is widely played, and because just going online into their multiplayer sessions, it's just a gaggle of fun that people still to this day will go back just to play Undead Nightmares, zombies in a cowboy sim.
Hey! Hunt Showdown made a whole career off of that shtick.
They piggybacked off of Undead Nightmare.
Yeah, it's a good formula. I'm just saying.
It is a good formula.
Yeah, it's a very good formula. Granted, if Undead Nightmares, if they had an emulator, I'd be terrified and will never launch the game again.
It might be getting released.
Wait, what?
Well, because they're re-releasing Red Dead Redemption 1.
Oh.
So, it would make sense to...
It's not going to be on Xbox, because you can already play them on backwards compatible. They re-released it for PlayStation 4 and the Switch.
Sorry, Nintendo.
But they had to pay money for that. I don't know. People were upset because it wasn't
next to this pile of Legend of Zelda.
People were upset that it wasn't an actual, like, remake or remaster. They didn't even up like it to an HD version at 60 frames. It just released it as it is.
Yeah. I honestly, if they had redone the original, fans' heads would have fucking.
At least, all I ask is if they're gonna re-release it, at least make it a 60 FPS version. If you don't want to go through the hard work and putting on pretty textures,
It's worth it though.
it is worth it, but to them, probably not. They went their lazy route and just released it as is.
Here, take this. We didn't change anything, but you wanted it. Thank you so much.
I think it was like $45, $50 or something like that.
Yep.
I don't know, some dumb price.
But before we continue, gentlemen, it is time for a little bit of an ad read. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to hear from our partner, Dubby. Take it away, other one of us. Whew. Well, that was fun. Oh. Hey, gamer. Still can't clutch up in Warzone? Still no victory royales? Still maidenless? It's time to change how you play, son. Drink Dubby, the delicious gaming energy supplement that'll help you achieve that epic play of the game. Now head on over to dubby.gg and use our code NSE for 10% off your total order. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the battlefield.
Hey everybody out there on the internet, NoSkill Mike here to invite you personally to our NoSkill Discord server. In the description below, in the link tree, easy access to all the fun, music, and other entertaining things we share and interact with the community on every single day. So hopefully I'll see you there or somewhere out here in this big, wonderful world.
And welcome back, ladies and germs. Hello, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed that pretty little ad read right there. And once again, thank you to Dubby for hanging out with us. You are beautiful. You are lovely. And I hope your sweaters had that nice, freshly out of the dryer feeling every single time. Oh, and also, join the Discord. We're kind of cool. We think so. We've been gathering actually quite a few more people joining the Discord over the last couple of weeks, and it's actually pretty awesome to see you guys in there. We got some pretty active people, and especially on certain days, you might just find us in one of our open VCs. Come on in, hang out with us for a little bit. We'll talk to you. Rent a really cool sound technician guy. He was pretty fucking awesome. Very knowledgeable. But yes, moving forward.
Shout out Swoda.
Hi, Swoda. Hello. But moving forward, retro gaming consoles, retro games, arcade cabinets of old. They've been around. They've seen some time. They've been through some time. And again, it's an era that is long since appreciated, slowly disappearing, which I hate to say. Because I just kind of want to touch up again on the arcade scene and how it breaks my heart that unless you are a major chain whose name I don't want to say, even though I just went there last weekend, arcades are starting to fizzle out.
Yes and no, DJ. Standard arcades, yes, they're very much disappearing. You're 100% correct. The only company keeping them alive is Entertainment Zone, and they have a bunch of different stuff with different names. And they're pretty modern. I think they're doing a good job. But coin ops, barcades are actually starting to pop up all over the place now. It makes sense because the people who are going to spend them and who are probably also drinkers, people our age who want to get down on Jurassic Park and Simpsons Bowling and Big Buck Hunter and hang out and kill some time with the boys.
Fucking Big Buck Hunter.
Hey, I love Big Buck Hunter. Put some respect.
Because I love a good arcade because That it's just simple. It's simple gaming. Go to a machine that you think looks cool, put coin in, play game. And if you don't think a game looks appealing, you walk away and go find something else. It was like the best way I could say it is the choice is in your hand compared to like with console gaming. It's like, okay, even though I really want these games, a couple I want to name, but I probably shouldn't. Certain titles, it's like I'm stuck with this until they make something different, and I don't get a choice. Whereas at an arcade, it's that doesn't look good. I'm going over here. Like one of my favorite games, everybody knows is this Time Crisis, and I recently went to an arcade that for some reason didn't have Time Crisis.
Aww.
Well, you know what I did? I found another game that looked interesting, and I went and played that. It was the Halo Frontier Fighter game.
Halo Firestorm.
That's it, Halo Firestorm. And for the most part, I was just playing it by myself, having a grand old time. There were three other light guns to my left and right that people could have easily jumped in and played with. But whether people were playing or not, I was just having fun playing this game.
Solid game. It is cool too, because for anybody who hasn't seen it, that cabinet is fucking huge.
Yeah, it's a glorified on rails Halo game,
which I would love to play. I want to try it.
Yeah, it was fucking dope, and I had so much fun playing it. And it was a game that I was having fun playing by myself. I'm pretty sure I burned through more points than I should have on my playing card. Hint to the company, but I was like swiping that thing left and right because I'm like, I'm not done yet. And then I killed 2 hours in an air hockey tournament that me and a bunch of bros just started playing.
Now, Deej, that does bring me to one of my favorite things about the arcade that a lot of these ass kids won't get these days. Gaming used to be a massive social thing. And I'm not talking about, I'm going to hop in a party and hang out with people. No, it was like a physical social thing. You would go hang out with your friends at the arcade or the bowling alley or whatever shitty establishment had 3 cabinets up next to a soda machine. And that's how you killed an afternoon. You'd make friends. You'd meet strangers. You would get embarrassed because every once in a while you'd play DDR, slip and eat shit, and knock over all your quarters. It's okay. It's your life. Grow. And I don't want to say that's why this generation's fucked up, but it might be. Don't have those experiences anymore.
Well, I know I said this on the last retro roller coaster. The problem is because now any and every game that you potentially could play or want to play, you can play at home from the safety and sanctity of your own house. You don't need to actually get up and go anywhere to actually play most of these games, which sucks. Because Mikey's right. I still remember getting into many arguments with the bros over the Simpsons game as to who's going to be Bart Simpson because skateboard.
The extra reach, Bart and Marge are the best, hands down.
Oh yeah. So, but that was a part of the culture. That's what made it cool. And then again, go if you really want to know our thoughts on arcades, go back and watch the other retro roller coaster where we talk about arcade cabinets, because we can go about this left and right all damn day. But now back to actual at-home consoles. I want to push into the era, probably one of the best eras in gaming. If not, at least it's in everybody's top 2 or 3, but the era of just the Xbox 360 / PS4 era.
Okay.
3 into
4.
PS3.
PS3.
Was it the PS3?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know they have one more console than Xbox does. But yeah, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, the start of the console war.
Whatever that is.
What team are you on? Are you on Team Piss Baby or on Team X Degenerates? Which one? Whose team do you have? I guess I had to pick Team Xbox because that's the console I bought. It was an Xbox because it was cheaper.
The last PlayStation I owned was a 2, and I'm proud of it.
Yep. I took 360 because that's where all my friends were. That's the only reason. And I don't regret it. It was amazing.
The early era of the Xbox 360, that big white ass console, and then that ghetto ass headset, quote unquote headset, with just the singular earmuff on the left side, and you still had to listen to sound from your actual TV. What a time to be alive.
Bro. I
Going into
remember
MW.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was about to say, just going into MW2 lobbies and just laying hate.
Yeah. Like in first game ever played on it, it was 2009. MW2, baby.
Yep.
And later would get caught for because at that point in time, it was still playable. There was still people on it, so I played a lot of COD 4 MW2. God, that was a good time. And then RE5 came out, and I played that to the point where my white Xbox gave me the red ring of death, and I had to get a slim.
Dude,
or another one, not the black, not the slim. Slim came later. The black 360.
The white Xbox though was back then had the same status as what the Xbox Series X has right now, where you could not find that damn thing anywhere. You had to know somebody who knew somebody who had one, like laying around.
Yeah, because wasn't the white known for white ring of deaths, and that's why it was rare because it took them off the shelves.
Well, the Ring of Death would also, the game was just the consoles were just flying off of the shelves because, hey, I hate to say it like this, not to get like political or anything, but automatic babysitter. Put your kid in front of an Xbox, and now mom doesn't have to do anything for a few hours because kid's thoroughly entertained.
And I think at the time, the 360 was just the hot commodity. Everyone wanted a 360, so it was just flying.
And I still found it so stupid because, like, for those that remember the show on MTV, I was watching this episode of the show called Yo Mama with Wilmer Valderrama, and constantly this dude's grand prize for people that won a disc tournament was $1,000 cash and an Xbox 360, and I'm like, where the fuck are you pulling these things from, Fez? He played Fez on that 70s show, but
no,
where are you pulling these 360s from, huh? What's up with that, partner? But I loved the era of the 360 because the 360 is the era where I got into multiplayer, but I also got into multiplayer and engaging with other people playing. Like now I got people wanting to do call outs, people praising me praising people, but then the shit talking was elite. And I hate the fact they're trying to put a cap on it now. But because one of my favorite things in the, like, when it was the peak era of like shit talking on Xbox 360, you're in a party with the boys, right? And then somebody on the enemy team, after you get done waffle stomping, and they invite you to a private chat.
Oh yeah, the private chats.
Yeah, if they invited you to a private chat, that's how you knew you rattled some bones. You had to tell the fellas, like, hey guys, I got some business to go handle. I'll be right back. All right, hold up. Sit tight. Fire up the next game. I'm still here. And then it's just you and old boy screaming at each other for however long, because none of you wants to leave, because if you leave first, you're the bitch and you lost. So at one point, we're sitting in just silence playing COD, not even facing each other, but neither of us refused to leave because we refused to lose. Oh, that was a time.
Siege.
Huh.
You remember this? You join a lobby, you hear that ding ding noise, you get there. Oh man, you're fucking shit! Fuck you up!
My God.
Oh, you're trash kid! Fucking busted ass fucking Walmart great value ass mics.
Or the dude who had a fucking Xbox 360. Yeah, I was about
to you mean Mando?
Mando.
He's
but the Xbox 360 Connect mic and the kids playing like on a couch across the room. You could hear mom arguing with dad while she's cooking.
Baby dude, the vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner is always what got me. Just a you trash kid.
Dude, I still remember like one of the things, because then at that point, when somebody had the Connect mic, the entire lobby went absolutely silent because we wanted to hear what was about to happen next. one of my favorite instances was it's a game of free for all, and at one point we all stopped shooting each other to listen to through this kid's mic, where I guess his sister or something was about to go outside, and Dad got pissed off. She's just like, "Where the fuck you going? I'm going out. Dressed like that? Hell no! You never give me any freedom. You're not paying rent."
Holy shit!
My God.
That got aggressive quick.
This is whatever the entire match to where the match just called, and we're all just like, "No, join that guy's session in progress." For those that know, join session in progress. Pull up the guy's gamer card and immediately hit join where he is right now. So it's like, all right, episode 2. What's happening? What's cracking? Oh, they're still mad. Oh, apparently she's dressed like a little hussy. Oh. This is why mom left. Oh, she hit him with the divorce.
And the night mics were amazing because it's either that, the vacuum cleaner, or you had the boombox mic. Someone just playing loud ass music that sounded like it was on the other side of the house, but the Connect just hears it. That motherfucker's sensitivity was insane.
It sounded like an old school polytone ringtone for a flip phone.
Yeah, I was like, yo, is that 21? Barely hear it. All I heard was 21.
Bro, was that were you playing that Tyga? Yo, Rack City.
Rack City.
Rack
Holy
City.
shit.
Damn.
Fucking taking me back, DJ.
Fuck.
Come on, me, dude. But that's at least one of my favorite personal things about the era of 360 was the shit talking, but B, just the ability to communicate with others online. So when it comes to 360, Brandon, what was your favorite? What was one of your favorite things about it? What stood out to you?
Well, I think that is the era that I just fell in love with competitive gaming for like COD. I was a huge competitive player doing GBs, playing for money. I was on a team or teams, multiple of them. And we would just play for money or just do scrims to have fun. But I think that's where I just got my love for competitive gaming. I don't care for it anymore. I'm more just the watcher. I love watching the esports and stuff. But I think the main thing was it's where I've met my friends. I have met a lot of good people on 360. Some not so much, and they're no longer around. I've met this fucker on Destiny.
Hey.
Damn, almost 10 years later, here we are still.
Yep, September next year.
September next year.
We might have to do a tavern talk about that. 10 years of us two just playing video games together.
Damn, yeah, that's a long time. That's the longest online relationship I've had.
So if you're watching this, set your calendars for September of next year. We're gonna have a tavern talk about that. Okay, love you. But you make a very valid point of even though like competitive has sounds like it's been going on for a lot longer than I knew, but the 360 was definitely an era where competitive gaming took off from like COD LAN parties for like, a couple $100 between you and the bros all the way to, well, I don't want to say the CDL, but like COD champs and worlds and all that, where you have, some of the biggest names in Call of Duty facing off against each other in a 5v5 or a 4v4 in this little box.
Yeah. Like, I started competitive in Black Ops 2. I was 13 at the time. I learned about competitive at MW3, and that's when I started to really just go hard and try to get better, because up until MW3, I was like your average player. And I think I started playing quick scoping in Black Ops 1, and then it transferred over to MW2 until MW3 came out. That's when I just took it all quick scoping over there, got good at that. And Black Ops 2 comes around, I'm still quick scoping, but now I'm throwing in red guns and I'm trying to get better, learn spawns, play competitive mode, stuff like that. And eventually I joined a little competitive team and I started doing scrims and all that, and all wager matches for money and all that. And it
Why
continued. No, not that. This was NYG. It wasn't the first one. It was the Next Youth Gamers.
Oh.
And so this is another one. I forget the name. It didn't last long. And this lasted until the end of Ghost is when I stopped. And now all it is now is just watching esports and quick scoping for clips.
I think one of my early on funniest meme memories when it comes to the 360 is, even though it wasn't meant for Call of Duty, it was meant for Halo. But when the YouTuber KSI started a Halo franchise, and then you just started seeing clan tags of KSI
Oh
every
my
fucking
god.
where.
They were everywhere, man.
Call of Duty, Halo,
Mhm.
Destiny, fucking GTA. I'm like, this before I knew who the hell KSI was, and I'm like, who the fuck this guy is? He has a cult following of people, and that or IGN.
Yeah, it still irks me to this day that in a random game of free for all on BO2, I got an invite to a party by a SOAR member. Keep in mind, at that time, I didn't really know too much about like the different sniping clans. Whatever. The only ones I knew at the time were Obey, FaZe, and Optic. Oh, and Darth. But I didn't know about SOAR. I also didn't watch too much YouTube at the time, so I didn't know a lot about different teams and all that. So
Those were the main three that were starting to generate the ability to make money off of playing COD.
yeah, so I didn't know about SOAR at the time. I got into a party with a current SOAR member. Fuck, I don't remember his name. I'll figure out later if I can remember it. I'll tell it. But he invites me to a party, and he's like, "Yo, dude, you're pretty good. Do you do anything for like YouTube and all that?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't do anything for that. I just snipe. Because I don't know how to do all that. I didn't know anything about recording software or anything about YouTube or all that." So he's like, "Yo, do you want to like talk to my clan leader or and stuff like that, just to see if you can want to join or whatever?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm not interested in it."
Missed opportunities.
Later, like 3 months down the line, I figure out, oh, that was an actual. SOAR is an actual clan, and I was invited by some dude that I saw a montage on the channel. I'm like, that was him. I missed out on a huge opportunity. I hate myself.
Yeah, because those are the clans that Obey, FaZe, and Optic would pick from, and your big ones were Darth, SOAR. Well, SOAR was what you got recruited into before Obey or FaZe would pick you, but before that it was like Darth, The Cure, Team Caliber, even though Team Caliber had a pretty good actual COD team that they would take to tournaments and shit. But all those guys. Oh yeah, Team Envy.
Envy, yeah.
Team Envy was lit. That's where I discovered FaZe Has. Wherever you are in Australia, man, I hope you're having a good time. Or is he in New Zealand? It's one of those two. But yeah, that was a big era of COD. Is fucking montages on the 360 were absolutely nutty.
Favorite era.
All the ill cams, the Pomage, the Pomage shits, everything montage related on there was absolutely fucking killer. And it's something that we're probably hard pressed to see again unless the old school snipers come back and just make a resurgence and take sniping back. Because it's such a classic era, it's such a missed era, and I wish it would make a comeback. But first, we need to have a quality COD. Sorry, did I say that out loud, Mikey? An era of the 360 that stood out to you the most, fondest memory of what happened. What did you like about it?
So I got to piggyback off of Brandon here. 360 is where I genuinely became a gamer. I had always done fighting games in home, arcades. I'd always done it going to people's places, LAN events.
Can you do me a favor and talk a little bit like louder or closer to your mic?
Move the mic. I didn't realize that. Turned away. Is that better?
Yes.
Not sure.
Burped immediately.
Good than HD.
Bet you enjoyed that one, viewers.
ASMR.
Anyways, I'm gonna piggyback off of Brandon. I had always done fighting games, and I had always had fun with them. You could only get so much practice playing people in your town.
Yep.
And playing your friends. And when you get the ability to play online in a massive community, that's where you find out you're you're a big fish in a very fucking ocean. You now have to deal with these apex predators who are grinding out 10, 20, 30 hours a week just practicing. And I had fun with the Call of Duty. I had fun with Star Wars and other big multiplayer games. But Tekken, Soul Calibur, and Mortal Kombat up to X was where I cut my teeth every single day.
Soul Calibur.
The Soul Calibur community was absolutely fucking nutty.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I made friends that I still know and hang out with to this day. Our boy Stockton. Yeah, I'll just name drop you. Flew down from Canada to come out and visit us, and that was fun as shit. I still keep up with the Predator Rain and Six Savage. Answer your goddamn DMs, you motherfucker.
I am just hoping to one day see that they add Soul Calibur 3 to backwards compat. Best one in my opinion. I love Soul Calibur 3.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. The single player aspects, the unique stories,
the campaign thing with the map.
Campaign.
Oh my god!
I want a dancer class back in the Soul Calibur franchise. Give me my unique fighting styles like Greave Edge, Dancer, Thief, and Bandit. You motherfuckers.
Oh, which Soul Calibur is the one that brought in fucking Star Killer?
5.
Was it 5? Okay, I can remember if it was 4 or 5. That was one of the one of my favorite things to do on the weekends. Is I would go over to my buddy Jason's house, and it would just be a group of us taking turns playing Soul Calibur for fucking hours. And one of the showdowns that I saw happen was like somebody picked Star Killer, and the other one picked the let's do that use the Raphael.
Oh, Raphael.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is one of the most intense battles I've ever seen because they're both quick move fighters.
Oh yeah, the game was. If you were good at the game, the pacing would be lightning fast. The counters would be precision. The just impacts would be absolutely fucking anime bullshit. And that era is where I started grinding. I started making friends that I'm still cool with to this day.
I hated Volvo.
Volvo's good. What do you mean?
He is good. But I hated going against him, especially like because back then on like the campaign and stuff, when he got into like the higher difficulties, and Volvo just became a nightmare.
Voldo.
I don't give a fuck.
I was about to say, he's saying a car. You realize that, right?
Car. Yeah, Voldo.
Yeah, that 4-wheel drive piece of shit driving in here.
Dude that crawls on floor and thrusts you with his Elvis.
So, one of my old Soul Calibur buddies actually just hit me up like 2 days ago, and he hasn't been on his Xbox in years. It was one of those last seen August 14th of like 2015 kind of account.
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
That was one of the scariest things. One of the just side tangent. One of the bros what hadn't been on for a while. It's just like last online 4 months ago. It's like, okay, don't be dead, please. Military school. Please come back online again.
That's always the terrifyingest thing. Because I have plenty of people that I used to talk to that haven't been online in years, and I'm like, please, just don't be dead, man. You've disappeared without a word.
That's the scary part of the culture, right? You start making bonds with these people who live across the country, across the world. And you're like, fuck, am I ever going to hang out with my homie again? Sometimes you don't know. And this fool hit me up. and I recognized his gamer tag immediately. I was just playing in a party by myself. You two went to bed. I'm chilling there. I'm gonna play out my life. Go to bed. He pops in and he's like, "Hey, dog. I don't know if you remember me." I'm like, "Oh shit, Andrew, how you doing, man?" He melted. He's like, "Fuck, dog, you remember my name?" I'm like, "Yeah, your last name's Portuguese, so don't ask me to pronounce it. I'm gonna butcher that shit." And he's like, "Dog, you don't know how much that means to me." I'm like, "No, yeah, my boy, man. We ran this scene back in 2012 and 2013. Bruh, that was when I went to live tournaments. That was when I won live tournaments. That was when I played online against some of the top ranked players in the area. I think I was like third in California in Soul Calibur for a couple years before.
I'm not gonna lie, this really makes me want to like just download Soul Calibur and then we just have a Soul Calibur night, kind of like how we used to have Mortal Kombat nights.
I'm always down.
Sure, I'll get my ass handed to me for an hour or so.
I'll start drinking early.
I'll start drinking early.
I'll pregame. I'll show up ready to go.
Dude, but
which Soul Calibur so I can at least add to my wish list?
I think the only ones we have access, or old ones we have access to, are 1 and 2. But if you want newer, then
I think it's
I have all of them.
Yeah,
I have all the way to 6. So challenge me or whatever.
I'm just talking about like just in case we decide to do backwards compare. I think we only have 1 and 2.
You don't want to play me on those. I've been practicing because I have them on the handheld emulator. I've been putting way too much time in. That's just fuck Pokemon. I've been playing OG. So,
but
you guys haven't. What?
Go ahead.
I was about to say, because in case you guys still can't tell, really like spider games, really like shooter games, really like single player games. So that's about the gist of it. I can play fighter games, not too good at them, but I will mash the fuck out of an X button. Don't think that I won't. Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
And I've always just been average. I'll probably get good with one character, but that's shit. I mean, yeah, you're right, but literally be good with like one character. But even my good compared to like him or Adrian would still wipe the floor with me. So. It just kind of tells me how good this guy is. Like he's a monster.
Oh yeah, when we were having Mortal Kombat night, I think we were playing MK10, and then this man just ran the gauntlet with us in the King of the Hill, and then I forgot who it was. It might have been your brother, but you guys were just going back and forth for a while.
Literally, the only ones that could go against each other were him and his brother. When it came to me and Deej against one of those two, they had a free win at that point.
Yeah, when him and his brother went at it, bro, you had time to go get a drink, take a shit, go on vacation, and then come back and they're still playing.
So, in the Xbox 360 era, we ran with the group. We were the Ninja Clan. We had people all over the States and Canada. No, it was stupid and cartoonish because if you put a capital Q and a capital K, you flip it on the side, he's a little stick figure ninja. And that was just a stupid thing we did.
Huh. I can see that now.
So, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Sick.
Hold on 1 second.
He's doing it now.
Capital Q, capital K, tilt my head. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was our thing. So it looks funny when you join the lobby and you're like, yeah, you guys just got invaded by ninjas, and then you'd see the clan tags pop up, and it's really funny. And they were, to this day, are still some of the hardest fighting game players ever met. Stockton still got it. Tessa, oh my god, she pisses me off because she's such a sweat and a tryhard, but she still fucking got it. Austin still got it. John will never get back to us, so I'll never fucking know. Mando, he fell off a little bit. He still kind of got it. And dude, those were like
the Mando?
Days. Yeah, our Mando used to be, especially on Soul Calibur, if he got his hands on Nightmare, Siegfried, or Astroth, he was a big power hitter. He could run the board on most people. He knew how to counter hit. He knew how to mix up. He knew how to throw you off balance just enough to where he one taps a light tap and you go over the edge of the ring. He was so good at controlling them.
As soon as you said Nightmare, I wanted to barf because Nightmare was such a fucking power hitter, but he's also the one that when I was still playing Soul Calibur, especially Soul Calibur 4. He was the one everybody was fucking picking.
He was good. He was poster boys get high status in all fighting games. That's why Sub-Zero and Scorpion always fucking drag dick on the floor, walk into a room.
Fucking, I think Soul Calibur, it was either Keelik or
Okay.
what was that ninja girl, the name?
Taki.
Taki. It was either Keelik or Taki for me. Before, I think in Soul Calibur 3, I was really good with Sophitia.
Sophitia, very technical.
Yeah,
very
I was actually surprisingly really good at Sophitia on Soul Calibur 3, but I was never able to really play her any other one.
5, you'd probably pick her up pretty quick.
Probably. I haven't played it, but probably.
Yeah, that was it. I got into Call of Duty, kind of. I got into other games, RPGs, and fighting games were my bread and butter, and then hands down, those are the golden days.
Yeah, but me, it's shooters or RPGs.
No, any gripping and compelling, immersive campaign, anything I can sink my teeth into.
But you haven't played New Vegas.
I've played New Vegas.
You haven't played New Vegas, really?
How much?
You're talking about Fallout.
Yeah,
Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Tom Clancy's.
This guy, keep in mind, he says single player, but he mostly means linear, very straightforward type of single player.
That's why I say campaign games.
Yeah, campaign games. He doesn't do open world stuff.
Because I told you what happened. I felt bad after the fact that I punched the dude with boxing gloves, and I was like, I can't pick this game up again. I can't do it.
Oh no, I've assaulted someone. Guilt.
Guilt.
Because that was the first time. I forgot who warned me. I think it was Lightning. Rest in peace, buddy. Yeah, if you kill somebody in your camp, they're gone forever. You don't see them again except that one annoying chick, the one who like leads you through most of it. But yeah, I punched some dude next to the shop with a pair of punching gloves. I was just kind of having fun that I found boxing gloves, and I was punching anything and everything I could. I was just like, this can't hurt him too much. He ragdolls, hits the ceiling, and then drops to the floor, and I'm like, can I reload a save?
He probably wasn't dead because boxing gloves are non-lethal damage. They inflict the KO status.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
He's probably fine. Boxing gloves, hand wrap, and something else. I don't. Oh yeah, the two. No.
It was the ragdoll physics of seeing his body leave the wheelchair, hit the ceiling, and then drop to the floor.
You hit Easy Pete.
He did.
Did I not mention that?
He's a senior citizen who looks out for the town. Why'd you hit him?
As soon as he heard wheelchair, he's like, "You punched ECP." He knew immediately, and I did too. And I'm like, this guy hit a senior citizen in a wheelchair.
When I say I picked up a pair of boxing gloves, and I was just like, I was giggling while just punching shit. Like I found a bunch of random ass reptiles and shit on the ground. I was just like, blah. I go to what's his name again? Easy Pete.
Yeah, he's based off a real guy. He's still alive.
And I was like, I wonder what this will do to him. I punch him, and he just like skyrockets, head hits the ceiling, and then falls face down on the ground. I'm like, can I reload the save real quick? No. I don't want to play this anymore. I don't want to play it anymore.
I'm going to drop one of the best storytelling games of all time because I knocked out an old man who's probably okay.
I didn't know at the time. I figured since he's an old man, I probably just killed him, or him getting concussed from the ceiling and that high velocity drop from the ceiling to the ground. Between those three things and elements, it wasn't looking too good.
That's where you'd say, I guess I'm running a Legion route and play an evil campaign.
I'll probably pop in when I have the curse to do so, because as soon as I turned that game off, I popped in and played Ghost Recon Future Soldier. That was my shit. Futuristic soldier game. Hell yes. Sign me up every time. I gotta see if that's backwards compatible.
I'm seeing you like very linear experience.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. And I've even told him, like, if you want a good beginner RPG, something that I've seen anyone pick up and just enjoy, you're looking at New Vegas or Skyrim. Easy to pick up. Very good beginner RPGs.
Skyrim's digital crack.
Yeah, it is digital crack.
Because the biggest open world anything that I've ever played is Borderlands.
That's
like that was it.
That's not very.
No,
it's pretty linear.
Pretty linear.
That's pretty okay. Damn
and
it. Figured it was all side quests.
Not
count.
Not even that much of an RPG either. It's literally just a looter shooter with a skill tree.
Yeah, they call it an RPG for marketing purposes.
Marketing, but we all know that ain't true.
Nah, I was just saying it for Gage.
Fair enough. Gage is awesome.
Yep.
Gage is zero. You're the live loser.
Machine.
You mean Death Trap?
Yeah.
Got my.
I know I called him Death Machine, but that's what he was. He was a death machine. He would walk up to shit, swing his arm, and then shit wasn't there anymore.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the time Mando brought him on a powered character and he one-shotted Handsome Jack, and I just had to sit there and watch the whole thing unfold?
What?
That sounds like a Tom thing to do.
Yeah, he brought a new game plus character to my playthrough, and he, no joke, one-shotted Handsome Jack.
Oh my god.
Dude, I still remember I was still on just regular normal mode, and then my friends were on their what is it called? I think it's like Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, meaning they beat the game twice already.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there, I'm in one of the cars, and I see what are those little dog things called again? I totally forgot.
Skag.
And it's just a baby skag. I'm like, let me just murder this thing real quick. And I roll it over, not dead. Hit in reverse, not dead. Roll forward again, not dead. And I'm like, why can't I kill this thing? And my friend Ashley goes, oh, because you're an Ultimate Vault Hunter. That thing has roughly 2 million health. What? But it's a baby skag. Yeah, it has 2 million health. The thing we're fighting has 12 million. So how much damage am I doing hitting it with the car? Well, what number pops up? 10. You're going to be there for a while, champ.
I guess I'll wait in the car.
I'll just go wash the car.
I figured a diesel engine would be enough to crush it. God damn. Nope. 2 million health. Fuck you guys. Goomba, fuck you.
I think that's what, at least in 360, that really put me off on playing Borderlands was at the time we were still with our buddy Deducted Statue and ASVP Jesus, and those two dudes played Borderlands 3 so much.
Hi, David. Hi, Sam.
They played that game so much. By the time I got the game, they were an Ultimate Vault Hunter. They had an OP, like, what was it, 8? I forget what the OP number, max OP number was. And they had, like, 2 characters like that. And I'm like, okay, we're ready to play. I'm level 1. And they brought their OP8s, and I'm like, I can't do anything.
Especially David's egotistical ass, just like, I can't do anything. Here, hold this binky and shut up. Dad's gonna go to work now.
So I basically went through the whole game not shooting anything. And I stopped playing for a while until I picked it up by myself and played by myself. Picked up 0, and I had so much fun.
See, now you know as to why when I first get a Borderlands game, I do the campaign by myself.
Even when
that very reason right there.
Even when we also would start it at the beginning too.
But you also, while we were playing on my run, you also started your own solo run. So now you had knowledge that I didn't, because you surpassed where I was, and then you kept playing. So you knew what was coming. I didn't.
But I also would have just started another character if you asked me to.
I did a few times on Borderlands 3, and then at one point you brought in yours, and you said, "I'm only bringing this just in case shit hits the fan." And during one of the bosses, you were already there because Beastmaster able to runs fast.
Well, actually,
and I'm like, I was like, before you one shot him, I at least want to see the dude. You're like, okay, you saw him, and then you just and then he dies. I'm like,
I think at that point, I only did it because on Borderlands 3, they made it to where everything scales to the current level you are, depending on whatever player it is. So, you were at level 8, your enemies were level 8. If I was level 12, they were level 12 for me.
but still, you just one tapped the boss, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, his orbital bone.
Yeah, that's
Did you look out for that?
That's a crit build for you.
Like, damn. Go punch him in his fucking eye socket, and the dude just passes out.
Go twist his dick.
Push his dick. But yeah,
the old dick twist. Something fell over on my desk. What was it?
he smacked something.
At least it was not liquid. If it was liquid, we would be in great trouble. Well, yeah, and again, I know at some point I'll hop back on to going back to Fallout. Like hop on to New Vegas again, because again, I know it's an interesting game, but it has such a long, illustrious legacy of people whom still to this day will go back to it and play it, because I understand the game is just that damn good. I went the entire podcast without doing this, and I ruined it.
Because as much as people give Bethesda for their bugs and stuff, and they call them Bug Thesda, oh wow,
Get the fuck out of my chair.
They call them Bug Thesda.
I'll sit on your lap. Do it again.
They've made amazing games that are still played to this day, no matter how old they are. Like Oblivion's still played. Fallout 3 is still played. Again, so people are still playing Morrowind and Daggerfall. Skyrim has huge modding community. Same with Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas. Like,
I'm so excited. Somebody is making an overhaul mod to turn Fallout 4 into New Vegas.
I can't wait to see how that turns out.
I'm stoked. I think New Mexico is also dropping soon as well.
Yeah, I need to set up my Fallout or my Vortex mod manager for Fallout 4. So whenever those drop, I want to download that shit and play it.
And again, even though, they have a lot of knowledge for their bugs, and again, we're not here to talk about like developers. If you want us to talk about game developers and our pros and cons of what we think of them, let us know in the comment section down below after you tell me what your favorite food is, like I asked you to in the beginning. But Bethesda, again, another company, kind of like Rockstar, they just don't miss. They don't miss. Like any other game that had bugs.
76 is fine. It's fine. It's just
you
fine.
knew what I was going to point out.
I knew that because that's what everybody says. Oh, Fallout's trash. 76 was garbage. If you take my chance of Fallout New Orleans existing, I'm going to beat you down in the streets. Don't take this from me.
I wasn't going to say anything because I had fun with 76. I probably still would have fun. Is just that everyone that I know that plays it is like way higher level than me, and yeah,
I'm only 297.
I'm like only 72,
and I'm just
fuck you.
But and again, I want to play it again. It's just because the Xbox Series S doesn't have a disc drive. I'd have to buy the game again digitally, and I don't feel like doing that.
I wouldn't ask you to do that.
But mainly, if it was any other game developer that made a game that had too many bugs, CD Projekt Red, where everybody got mad at the bugs and called the game breaking because of these bugs, then there's any and every Bethesda game, whether it be from Skyrim to Oblivion, where now a bug happens, instead of bitching about it, that shit gets on r/game physics, and everybody can laugh at it because it was funny.
That's what I find weird. Who complained about Cyberpunk aren't RPG fans. They were people who caught the mainstream hype of this is going to revolutionize gaming and this is going to be totally groundbreaking. It was The Witcher in 2077. That's what Cyberpunk is, and it's fucking masterpiece.
No, I just want to know like what life hack Bethesda or Todd Howard knows to where like any other game developer where they have a buggy game with game glitches, any other developer, the gaming community bitches about it. But when Bethesda does it, it's funny, humorous, and goes on Reddit.
No, CD Projekt Red releases games like that all the time, i.e. The Witcher and Dragon Age. I just got the notification from Ghost. But
wait, isn't Dragon Age BioWare?
Yeah, BioWare. BioWare is no saint either. Dragon Age, Mass Effect, all big RPGs have these problems.
Yeah.
But they marketed Cyberpunk the wrong way. They set expectations too high. If a game took me 10 years to make, I wouldn't tell you that. I would say, yeah, it's been in development. If I needed an extra 2 years, I wouldn't even tell you it's ready to come out soon. I'd say, hey, we're doing a pre-order for a very ambitious project. Help us out.
Yeah, I think they just set expectations too high, and I think they probably should have at least given at least a couple more months to iron out some bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, for how long it took for them to patch out those bugs, maybe an extra year.
It probably needed at least a year.
Yeah,
because we're still not getting multiplayer.
Oh, I think they canceled that.
Yeah, they did
entirely. Yeah, it's not a thing
God,
anymore.
are you guys talking about Halo Infinite? What? No, I'm kidding.
No, Halo sucks since like 03.
Damn. He's discrediting Halo 3 and Halo
2, Reach. Come on, bro.
I'm just not a Halo fan. I don't think that's a secret at this point.
No, it's not.
But and that's what a lot of these developers need to understand is like just because your gamers want it doesn't mean you just need to give them something unfinished because then we're going to turn around and bitch about it. Isn't that right, gamers? Anyway, love you.
Well, that's like giving your kid a half-cooked sandwich.
Just like I want it now. Okay, eat it.
Cool.
Ew. Yeah, see?
Cheese is still hard.
You didn't even give me time to toast the bread, and then you just wanted it right then and there. You greedy bastard. But again, not meaning to derail and talk about game developers. We can absolutely go on about that all day. We're here to talk about retro gaming and like the history of it. And
or maybe another 10 minutes.
I was about to say we can end here and then come back because there's still so much we could talk about because I love doing these retro roller coasters because it gets me in my feels because I was there when the ancient text was written. And I love coming back here and talking about this shit because I saw it firsthand. You saw it firsthand. And even though you didn't get to see it firsthand, you can at least appreciate what it once was.
I saw it later on.
It's like I saw it when it was laminated and digitized, not written like you old farts.
Exactly. Old fucks.
Yeah, so that's why we're going to save the rest of this retro roller coaster for another day because, audience, get ready for it. It is that time. Do you know what time it is? It is outro time. We made it. We made it to the end of another episode of the NoSkill podcast. And once again, I want to just thank every single one of you and you and you and you and you watching this right now for hanging out with us. We've recruited so many new members over this course of this last crazy year, and we are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So if you feel like helping out and being part of the crew, please hit that subscribe button and let's make something happen. And again, join the Discord. Okay, we're starting to pop off in our Discord. We want to see you there, dropping some memes, dropping some music. We got a lot of music dropping recently the last 3 days. Goddamn.
Oh, join the voice chats. Usually you'll see me in there whenever I'm just doing whatever, editing or playing the game.
Yeah, and if you see us in any of the public VCs, hop on in. We'd love to talk to you and get to know you guys. You guys are our audience. Oh, look at that, we cuddled. Kisses. But in classic fashion, I'm actually before we take it to final closing thoughts and statements, I'm going to take it around the table one time, and because we were talking about retro games, I want you guys' opinion. A game that we've spoken about of something retro, something old. If you can bring something back, I already know what yours is going to be. I can see it in your fucking head. And have it either remade, remastered, or a new addition to it. What game would you want to bring back in this era of 2023 gaming?
Did I just say it?
Yeah.
Black Ops 2.
Not what I thought.
Well, what would you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Time Splitters.
I've given up on it. THQ Nordic has not... Whatever. Move on. I have.
Yeah, so he wants a remastered Black Ops 2, which that would be the dream. Seen as like Call of Duty, you can just import every single multiplayer map from MW2 and put in MW3. You can remaster Black Ops 2. Okay, you're already taking a lazy route. Anyway, moving forward, before I catch a cease and desist.
Dickheads.
A game of Volt that you wouldn't mind seeing again.
Well, it's been teased that it's in development. Nobody knows anything. After a year of radio silence, everybody's very concerned. But Mass Effect, I just finished it. And before anyone says which game, all of them. I just finished the trilogy. Like start to finish playthrough, like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, then this dude, whenever he starts another save or another playthrough, he goes from start to finish.
Well, that's the way the game's meant to be played.
Oh, exactly. And it's amazing to see, but I've seen you do it so many times already. I'm like, damn, these games must be amazing. I need to try these games out at some point.
You should. You should. Bro, that game broke my heart. That ending. So for everybody who's curious, this newest playthrough was Paragon, Femme Shepherd romancing Garrus Vicarian. Oh my god, that awkward alien fuck. He broke my goddamn heart at the end of the game. Because because there's different endings. Spoiler alert, I didn't make it. And his last lines to you are, I love you. Out on the battlefield and get me back. And I was a fucking mess. So if we can get part 4 for a franchise that's supposed to continue the main story, not Andromeda, and keep it going, I absolutely want it. I need that in my life.
Hell yeah.
But I imagine if a part 4 does continue, does that mean that is Shepard chronologically dead?
The teaser shows Liara Tassoni picking up Shepard's helmet from the ashes of a derelict reaper and saying the story's not over yet with a new Normandy.
I hope it turns out great, because from what I heard on Dragon Age's side of development, has not been good.
No, it's not.
It's kind of worrying because I love Dragon Age and I'm scared of how that development project is going with the news that we've been getting about it. It's concerning.
You want, so just going forward. So you want Call of Duty? You want better Mass Effect?
I want the last part for Mass Effect. It's been
the last
teased,
part of Mass Effect
has not been released yet.
Okay. And then for me, again, that I want to see again, I would love another Splinter Cell game. Just because I love Splinter Cell. I think Splinter Cell is a fantastic stealth shooter franchise. One of the few of its kind to do it and do it the way they do. I remember back in 2021, Ubisoft teased that they'd be making another one, but then nothing has come of it since then. But I would love to see another Splinter Cell game.
With how old Sam Fisher is, do you think if they were to, do you think they'll kill him off?
If they didn't kill him off and end it that way, you could start a whole new franchise and take it upon the POV of a different soldier whom is just as good, maybe a protege of Sam Fisher, like his kid or something.
Like a new Splinter Cell, but you're the apprentice of Sam Fisher type thing. I don't know.
Or Sam's running Overwatch, just doing the whole communicating through it.
That could work too.
That could work too. There's a lot of the ways they could go about it, because Sam Fisher, in chronologically, is pretty old now. He's an old dude.
Because I just had this thought. It's still a Splinter Cell game, but you're somebody else. But now there's a grading system from mid as fuck, or this is Sam Fisher level, and each completed mission will grade you. And if you do the extra task while also still not being caught, you get bonus points towards that Sam Fisher status. Because then that's going to encourage everybody to try even harder to complete missions as stealthily and as quietly as possible, because you don't want that mid-tier. But Sam Fisher, in a lot of classic stealth game cases, especially Assassin's Creed, it gives you that open way to still go loud if you want to. Because I still remember in Assassin's Creed, if I got sick and tired of doing a stealth mission because I couldn't do it, I'm taking out that 5-barrel duckbill pistol.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going ape shit.
Doing a medieval drive-by.
Medieval war crimes in 1882. But that is it. That will do it for us here at NoSkill Entertainment. Once again, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, sorry for all the derails. That tends to happen around here. Sorry, that's just kind of what we do. But if you made it this far, thank you once again. Maybe leave a comment down below. Like, what retro game, if you're an old head or a new head that appreciates it, what retro game are you a fan of? What franchise did you partake to? Maybe you're a Red Dead kid too. But on the note, ladies and gentlemen, just a heads up that down below, there's some buttons in the comment section, and I highly suggest you do whatever you want to with them, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Keyless lie.